Hello guys, how are you? Just got off work and got to do a video because that's what I do. Um, what piece of paper should I pick up and use? Oh, Blaze, I got you. Your package is coming. I was busy and I didn't mail your shit yet, even though I said I would do it this week. But it starts sour and it stays sour, and then I got you the regular ones because they have so many different kinds. I didn't know what to get you. And let's see what else I got in here. I got you a t-shirt. Yeah, check it out. It's the Mandalorian. Well, a Mandalorian, but Boba Fett. We can argue about that. For Sarah, I got you. You love face masks, so I got you a green tea fiber face mask. I don't know the difference of these. They had, I was with Coral and I was just like, I need some face masks and I don't know which ones to buy. And I didn't realize there's so many. So, and I got you a 24 karat gold one. It's for richly hydrating or whatever. And then I got you a Be My Honey, honey face mask, just cause, I love bees so much, so much. One of my favorite animals. And actually, Bee Movie is probably one of my favorite cartoons to watch. What am I missing? Where's my remote? Where's my lights? Where's my lights? Cow. There we are. Now we're online. So, I don't know what to do, but I wrote down 13 enemies that we all fight, okay? And a lot of this boils down to if you can defeat these 13 enemies, you're going to be doing very well for your mind, body, and spirit. And that's one of the things I like to focus on. Self-growth, self-identifying, like feats that we need to take care of because we're all in this together. Nobody gets out of here alive. So the lessons we learn are pretty much, constitute who we are. And some people can't learn lessons. Like one of the things it's hard for me to learn is procrastinating, but then I excel when I work under pressure. So I can't tell you how many assignments that I was finishing, not the night before, but the day, the period before I had stuff due, and I had so many of my professors and my teachers say, or instructors be like, I can tell you're super smart, and if you put a little bit more time in this, you would have, had a straight A. But I've also had a lot of instructors give me A's. And they're just like, I love your work. And I was just like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was doing that in third period. And I was finishing it up here before I had to have it turned in. And I don't know. But these ones pertain to more personal growth. And I got them down from the very bottom. And I'm going to work my way up because all of these, I put them in order of my complexity and the effort probably it takes to take care of. So, number 13, we got slandering. If you don't know what slandering is, it's basically dragging people's names through the mud. We're born with a name and we're die with our name. And basically, that point A to point B, you build your name for what it is and who you are. So, slandering people and taking people down usually is a sign of low self-esteem, and that's how other people bring each other up or bring themselves up to make other people look bad. And could be something small like calling somebody lazy at work. Even if you know they're lazy, you can say there's opportunity for you to do better in so and so, and you don't have to actually use words that hurt people's feelings because words do hurt and they do bring people down. So, and then right next to that, I got gossiping. I am not a gossip. Anyone can come talk to me about anything, and it is 100 entirely safe. I don't. It's pretty sad that I don't do it because a lot of people figure out who talks behind other people's back, and nothing will ever come back to you about me talking behind your back, or because that perpetuates hate and it perpetuates negativity, and none of us need any of that. So gossiping is number 12. Cheating. I know a lot of cheaters. I've dated a lot of cheaters. I used to be a cheat myself, but a lot of the times you could say cheating is a number of different things. You can say cheating on a significant other. You could say cheating on a test. Anything, just even like lying on a resume to give yourself a little bit better pat on the back. You know, if you're not honest with yourself, you might be setting yourself up for failure. So cheating, I got on here. And of course, lying. That's the same thing to me in another way. And lying can be a little bit different. It could be withholding information, not saying anything. The only time I think it's okay to lie is if you're trying to protect somebody's life. I don't see any shame in that. But even if you know something that somebody else needs to know, sometimes you have to gossip. Be like, well, I heard this rumor and potentially this could be truthful, but you know, it's made it back to me a couple times. So if you're trying to protect somebody, or you'd be like, that's none of my business, I don't need to get involved in that. Sometimes the reason you found out about it is because you're supposed to get involved somehow, shape, or form. It doesn't mean you need to go ahead and ruin somebody's life, but let's say if you knew somebody that was cheating on one of your friends, and both of them are your friends, so everybody's getting hurt, especially you, by not saying anything. And the best thing to do is just either sit everybody down and talk about it and say, this is what I heard from so and so. You don't have to leave their names in, you can leave their names out, but be like, I've heard this on a number of occasions, so I just want to be clear. Like, you know, if you have a significant other and somebody knows something that's going on and you're not saying anything about it, it makes you a bad person. I'm sorry. You should be looking out for that person's well-being, because what if they're getting cheated on for like 4 or 5 years and you just keep it quiet, and then they go to get married? That's not the time to pull the trigger and say, hey, this person's been cheating on you, I've known about it for 4 or 5 years, because that person's going to not like you anymore, because they're like, why are you telling me this now? You know, like, you should have told me 4 or 5 years ago. I wasted all this time, and time is a lot of energy. So anger is not an emotion. Anger is a reaction to an underlying manifesting emotion. And usually that has to do, I don't know, anything can make somebody angry. It takes a lot to make me angry, but I have this fight inside of me where I can get very, very angry. But it really has to do with things that really bother me. Child abuse, pet abuse, littering absolutely infuriates me. People that don't push their carts back in at the the cart corral. If you don't put your cart back in the cart corral, that just means that you're the biggest piece of shit on the planet, because that is a sense of integrity. You don't have any integrity. You don't care. Be like, somebody else can move it because there's a cart guy out here that's their job to push carts back. So it's just, they'll say something like, oh, that's, you know, it's their job. It's their duty. So it's like, I don't have to do that. It's like, it takes only 15 seconds and it's only a matter of time before it's a freaking law. And you have to be like, you're going to be monitored. We're going to be watching you on the camera. And if we see you not push your cart back, we're going to like send a ticket to your house because we have you on camera. You know, like, that's what it's going to come down to. If we didn't have people that were lazy or just didn't care and had a little bit of integrity and put their cart back, the world would be a much better place. Okay. All right. Intolerance. If you don't know what intolerance is, you have had your head up your ass for so long you cannot see daylight. Intolerance could be all sorts of different things. You can be intolerant to somebody's race, their religion, their sexual orientation, any sorts of different things. And intolerance can be super small too. It doesn't have to be something that big. But even if you're online and you see somebody like comment on something and says, well, you people are always like this. Well, you saying you people is basically like you putting yourself on a pedestal and saying you're just better than anyone else. The fact of the matter is, we are all students of life. None of us are teachers. We all help each other. That's how this works. That's how we get out of here. Lust coming in the middle. Lust is a hard one for a lot of people to deal with. And there's all sorts of different kinds of lust, coveting, semen retention. There could be anything like porn addiction, just staring and wanting somebody else, and like, there's so many different kinds of lust. And even some people like the music that we listen to that incept our mind, the movies, we're so sexualized everywhere, it drives me absolutely bananas. And the thing is, I don't want to say people are rapists because of that, because it's not, because that's a total act of human decency and like having respect for somebody else. It's just because somebody looks good or has a good body or dresses a little because they have a body, that doesn't give you an opportunity to just gawk at them. You know what I'm saying? And I've worked at a couple strip clubs, and I never looked at the girls, like the way, like say I would look at porn or something, you know what I'm saying? Like they were always just that person to me. And that's just one of the things that a lot of people I don't think can get over. And part of it is it's in every movie we see, everything we watch, everything we listen to. The United States is just the whore of Babylon. It really is. I mean, it's no surprise that the Statue of Liberty is actually Ishtar. You know, it's ISIS. You know, it's think about it. Look it up, you guys. This is what we live in, and a lot of people that travel from other countries to us. That's one of the things that they say. They're like, man, Americans, all they care about is money. They care about food and they care about sex. You know, and if you listen to music that involve those things, you're gonna be putting that into your head. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll be like, it's okay to cheat. It's okay to, it's not, none of that stuff. None of that lust is cool. You should be lusting after your significant other, you know, and even that's shameful in some way, shape or form. I'm not saying it's okay to lust, but I'm saying like, if you want to be obsessed with somebody, maybe you should be obsessed with the person that, obsessed with, you know, like your significant other. That's the way it should be. Greed. Greed is a big one. Okay. You can be greedy. I am so greedy at certain things. And some greed makes people, it's like they could use it to their advantage and they're turning to be a good salesman, you know? They can be a good, greed is not always a bad thing if you use it as a tool, but it is when you're hurting other people. One of the things that bothers me is, for instance, you know, we just had a new president in office. It's like Trump spent how many, like 4 years writing stuff to try to help the economy and then all of a sudden another guy gets in office and he does all this stuff backwards, you know? And same thing Trump did. He did all the thing backwards that Obama did. Like they're not getting anywhere. They're just it's their greed for lobbying, their greed for money, greed for power. And once you get a taste of that, they just want more. So you need to learn how to relinquish your greed. Find out what you're greedy about. And you know, I can't. What am I greedy about? You know, I really like. I like money, right? Who doesn't like money? And I like to play the markets because I think the markets are fun. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the market. But I'm never going to be like, I'll invest in companies that, you know, I see that are going to help the humankind. I'm not going to go invest in like Coca-Cola, for instance. You know, even I've said many times, it's a great company. You know, you're going to make some money with them. But I'm not saying I drink Coca-Cola and I don't like sugar. So it's one of the things I'm not going to bet on. I'm not going to put any money in it, even if it makes me a ton of money. It's just the way I am. Selfishness. We all need to be less selfish and put your hand out for the next person and pay it forward. And that's one of the things that is, you know, being a humanitarian and human decency and humankind is basically, you know, pushing that selfishness away. And you know, as corny as it sounds, you know, love is the answer. And it's one of the things that actually is going to make you a better person. If you want to be rich, you need to enrich other people. And then if you do it out of passion, that's going to come back to you like so fast you don't even know. Conceit. Conceit is another one. Look it up. Arrogance and egoism are my top 3. And a lot of it has to do with the ego. Being enlightened means you're probably miserable and talking down to everyone all the time, because part of being enlightened is you repressing your ego all the time, constantly. And if you know how to repress your ego and if you can fight these 13 enemies, you're just going to be a better person, and you're going to be able to attack. You can attack life with high aim, with a sense of morality and integrity that's going to make you great. So stay cheerful and stay true, you guys. I might get online. I don't know what I want to do right now, but I'm starving, so take it easy.